everybody, and welcome back for the final time tonight as we are now at the Lakefront Kiefer Arena here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Of course, the first three games of the night we spent in San Jose, California, and I'm thankful to not have to be there to finish the night, or else they would have maybe put me and my partner here, Killian, in a tent outside, because apparently even hotel costs are ridiculously high. But you know, it's a little bit better here in Louisiana, so we vibe with it. We got New Mexico State and Auburn here, 16 seed versus 1 seed, specifically the number 1 overall seed in this entire tournament. And the winner of this one will face either 9 seed St. John's or 8 seed Louisville in the round of 32. Like I already said, I'm your play-by-play commentator for this one, Commissioner Daniel of this league. Again, with me for color commentary this time around is only March Madness 2.0 Mr. Killian, because LSW Commissioner Pike had to take his flight to Seattle for final preparations for Final Destiny. Which, by the way, good luck to Commissioner Pike on the work there. I've heard it has been more than a handful. But yeah, with that said, brings us to this matchup. We've had a couple interesting games. One game that got out of hand quick, but the previous one between Arizona and Cincinnati was a fun one throughout. Although I will say, and I think you'll be able to say this as well, expectations for this one should not be the same. Are we in agreement here?
Sadly, yes. This is why it is the last game of the night. I mean, if you look at the team comparison, I mean, Auburn just runs away with it. I mean, points per game, blocks per game, rebounds per game is just, it's all Auburn. I mean, they are a dominant team. That's why they were the number 1 overall seed. They won the SEC outright. They just did everything that they did, and they are a very dominant team in this March Madness tournament, and they are going to make a run for their money. They got to do it here tonight against New Mexico State. But, you know, I mean, we have our expectations, but, you know, this is March Madness. Anything could happen.
It, of course, could. Never know. Could be. Auburn might have a bad day here. It could very well happen. Is it expected? No. But as you can see here, that's the South Region layout in the upper quadrant. Here are the starting lineups for both teams with New Mexico State. Shahar Lazar, Deuce Benjamin is your backcourt. Jaden Alexander, Madi Traore, and Cedeno Aduenu, your starting lineup there for Auburn. Kalen Kincaid, Perry Percy, and Chris Still is your frontcourt for Auburn. Backcourt is DeAndre King and DJ Mayo. A lot of experience on both teams, as the only non-senior starter is Chris Still for Auburn. As you see, Perry Percy and Adunewu meeting in the middle, and it's actually New Mexico State that will start us off. So here we go. What are your expectations in terms of, I don't know, best players? Because I would say Madi Traore is their best, but he just lost the ball right there. I think DeAndre King is, without a doubt, Auburn's best player.
I mean, yeah, you could say that for New Mexico State, but, you know, the guy that I'm looking at for Auburn is Perry Percy. You know, the big man for Auburn. He's done a lot. He's the go-to guy for when they're down in the paint. But for New Mexico State, you know, they got some good talent, but the key guy is gonna be Mady Tyrone. Is that how you say his last name?
Madi Traore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you know, those two guys are going to be the key players here tonight for this matchup.
Madi Traore was the best player on the court for New Mexico State in their win over East Tennessee State in the Survival 16. So they hope to have another big-time performance from him. Perry Percy puts a shot up and he misses. Earlier, New Mexico State missed a look from 3. Now, what are your expectations for Auburn personally in this tournament? Not just in this game, this tournament. Oh, big dunk by Adunewu.
for this tournament, I think they're going to go on a huge run. I mean, they got a very, very difficult region. I mean, you got a lot of good teams. I mean, if you take a look at their region, you know, they got the likes of Louisville in there, they got Providence in there, they got Kansas, they also got Xavier in there, and that's going to be a scary team in that region. But you also got North Carolina. I mean, Auburn has a very tough region, so this region is going to be a very big question mark to see if Auburn can really live up to what they're known for, and they're right now the #1 overall seed.
And they earned it rightfully so. Last year they were the #2 overall seed behind Marquette. We know that the Golden Eagles ended up winning it all, going undefeated, but as we already know, there is no undefeated team in this tournament, so things are a little bit different. King down low somehow. Don't know how he ended up there, but commits the foul on Lazar. No free throws coming for Shahar Lazar. What a name. But yeah, when it comes to Auburn, the expectations, without a doubt, are very high. Even though, as you said, they have an insane region. I think we've heard some people say that Auburn, as the #1 overall seed, kind of got screwed in terms of who else made it into the region. But it's all about the journey of you know, going through March Madness. So it's one game at a time. And Lazar missed that second free throw there. But I guess while we let this game warm up, what's been your favorite game so far of the night?
It's got to be that 7 seed versus 10 seed Cincinnati and Arizona. I mean, those two teams went back and forth. It was just a sprawl. It was just a barn burner of a matchup. You know, very aggressive on both sides. They both went for the ball. And it was just Arizona being able to make an upset here for hopefully is multiple times here in this tournament, but it was all Arizona ball, and they're gonna go play Wisconsin, and Wisconsin had a very comfortable win over Akron earlier today, but it started off very choppy, very slow for Wisconsin in the first half, but they were able to pick it back up and win comfortably against Akron. So it's going to be interesting to see how Wisconsin and Arizona do in the second round.
The first half between Akron and Wisconsin was, I think, my favorite up until the Arizona-Cincinnati game. May still be, honestly. Botched free throw there by New Mexico State. It's been a very, I would say, a very wild night so far, just considering the duality of the results. So almost tipped away. Mayo, 2-ball it goes. Good shot. But yeah, I mean, we've had the Florida absolutely dominate Georgetown as well. I know that's not going to be really talked about, en masse, just because, first of all, it was expected for Florida to do this well. Good jumper there by New Mexico State, but also because it just wasn't that eventful of a game, unless you like your big scoreless runs for a team you don't like, that kind of deal. Because Georgetown did have 6-7 minutes, which is still ridiculous. But I mean, in terms of moments, not necessarily results, but moments. What moment or what two moments are still like replaying in your mind?
I mean, it was the dunk contest that we had in the Arizona versus Cincinnati game. I mean, both teams just went blow for blow, coast to coast, and then also just another like replay moments that were playing in my head. It was just the performance of Trippie Finn in that Florida game. I mean, really, is there going to be a team that's going to be able to stop his quickness? He's so tall. He's so dominant with the ball when it comes into the paint. And he's also just so calm with it, with the ball in the paint. And it's it's unbelievable by Trippy Finn, and then the dunk contest with Arizona and Cincinnati.
Yeah, that definitely was a fun one. I do agree. I think Trippy Finn's performance once again. He's back to doing it again. These incredible performances, stuffing the stat sheet, but also getting the win for his team. Back at it again. So it was good to see. Jumper there by Kincaid. But the Akron Wisconsin game was also kind of interesting. I fondly remember one of the first shots that Akron put up. It was by Andrew Johnson, their power forward. And he had no business in taking not only a near half-court three, but it was him fading away, recovering a ball that could have gone out, and he decided to just heave it up, and he caught nothing but net. That still replays in my mind constantly. Anyways, here's New Mexico State stud. You know, we're a little over 5 minutes in, and New Mexico State is up by 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see New Mexico State being able to play with Auburn for right now, but it's got to continue with the game, you know. It can't be like a Akron and Wisconsin game where Akron, you know, has the lead in the first half and then absolutely just fall apart in the second half.
Yeah, but that's usually what happens when you play teams of such power. Maybe they don't figure it out right away, but eventually their strength pulls through. A little pass into Chris Still. But, you know, still a lot of time left. You know, anything can happen, of course. Traore deep, 2 off the mark. Rebounded by Percy. Again, you know, it's an interesting situation at hand. You always hope for, you know, better performances from these smaller teams as Auburn retakes the lead right there through Chris Still. But, you know, this is an opportunity for Auburn to settle in. New Mexico State, I think, is still somewhat settling in, too. Could be one that just surprises us. Kick out. Lazar, 2-ball. It goes. Out. They retake the lead.
You know, looking at the next, you know, few games that we have for whenever that happens, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, what catches your eye out of the next games that we have?
Well, it's on everybody's mind. It didn't happen tonight, so it's happening the next time that we're able to go on air. Kansas State and Gonzaga. I mean, that is the game that I think everybody is watching out for. St. John's and Louisville, I think, also has got some eyeballs on it, and it should. But the Kansas State Gonzaga, I mean, those are two teams that made the Final Four in back-to-back seasons, not them together, but more so like them combined. Because it was Gonzaga that made it last year before Okajumper Adunewu, and it was Kansas State the year before. So you have 2 combined Final Four appearances at the 9 and 8 slot. So that's very, very interesting. So I think that on its own draws a lot of eyeballs, just like Auburn right now kind of struggling with New Mexico State nearly halfway into the first half. But what about you? Which one are you keeping an eye on most?
I mean, a lot of people are talking about the Kansas State versus Gonzaga game, but I mean, the game that kind of draws my eyes is that St. John and Louisville game. I mean, you know, Louisville did really well in the ACC with their first-year head coach of Coach O'Day, and then St. John also did. I mean, they did okay in the Big East, but they were able to make it as an auto bid with all of their first-year head coach, Coach White. I mean, that's going to be a great game for Auburn, right, for the next round, if Auburn gets past.
Yeah, we can't even pencil in Auburn yet because they're down 2 right now. But it's likely Auburn, likely.
But you know, also is the game that's kind of catching my eye is Penn State versus is that University of Milwaukee?
Yes.
You know, a lot of people have penciled in is Penn State going into the next round. But if you remember from last year, they were a 2 seed and then they got immediately bounced by Oral Roberts.
Yeah, that's still fresh in my mind, and that definitely raises questions like could this possibly happen again? Honestly, I'd be surprised if it did, but people have all the reason in the world to be skeptical of that Penn State program. They do. But that game, I think definitely is going to be must watch, because I like what UW Milwaukee has. I think they're a solid team. Could give Penn State some issues. Just like somehow New Mexico State is giving Auburn issues.
If you look at all the #1 seeds, correct?
Yeah,
so
sure.
You have Auburn, you have Marquette, you have Creighton. Who's the final one?
Michigan.
And Michigan. Out of those 4 teams, who's the first one to get eliminated? Or do you think they all go... who's the first one to get eliminated?
If I had to make a prediction, it's tough. Because I think I have all the 1 seeds going through to the... Oh, what a block. Jeez, what a block. How'd you give it back to him, though? Missed. I think I have all of them going through to the elite when I made my bracket. I can't really check right now, but if I had to guess... Oh. This is a tough one. It's a tough one, but I think I'm gonna surprise you I'm gonna surprise you with this one. I think it could be Michigan.
I mean, they are probably the team that's probably the most doubted out here in this tournament. I mean, they made a strong run in the Big Ten tournament, winning it as well. But you know, Provo came into this team, after Coach Rodriguez made an unfit retirement. That team was already built, but, Provo brought in some guys from Colorado. He kind of made the puzzle pieces together, but he just wasn't able to get the job done last season. So it's kind of a question mark on, is this team still... Are they ready to get back to the Final Four, or is this just now another going back to Ann Arbor and going back to the drawing board?
It could potentially be one of those situations. I can see Michigan making it back. I just, it's always a tough question asking. Which 1 seed do you see being eliminated first? So it's always a tough one. 3-ball Chris still no go. So. Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of what's out there, because it's hard to see any of the 1 seeds losing before the Sweet 16. But, still, it could very well happen when least expected. Oh, good pass in the still. Oh, how do you miss that? Yeah, just a lot of questions, of course, always. They always resurface for every single tournament. But, the beauty about it is that we get to see things play out. Oh, good rebound there by Adrian Smith. Anyways, back to the action. We have 5 minutes left in the first half, and it is still a 1-point difference between these two.
I mean, usually we would see Auburn, run away with the game. But it's just... I mean, both teams are playing really, really slow basketball.
That's the thing. Auburn is not really known to do that. 3-ball. It's off the mark. Auburn's a team that just likes to go. So it's interesting to see New Mexico State be able to slow them down. Oh, good jumper there by Philip Russell. So it's weird to see, but maybe we could be talking about this game differently. All it takes is just 4.5 minutes to change things. That's a charge right there on Deuce Benjamin. One of those things.
Yeah, you saw that over. And you saw that a lot between all the games. A lot of charges were called. A lot of reach and fouls were also called. It's just the refs were really whistle happy in these games that have been happening tonight.
They tend to be whistle happy, unfortunately. Oh, King through the lane, beautiful. There you go. Maybe Auburn starts pulling away here. But yeah, it's some games the refs are really out of it. They're not really involved. But some others, it's a different story. Oh, good rebound by Perry Percy. So, tale of honestly how both teams play. Oh wow, good feed into Kincaid. Here we go. Auburn finally building up a lead.
New Mexico State's got to play a little bit more aggressive defense. Auburn's just kind of slicing through their defense, and it's not working. And just a huge block there for Auburn.
They're doing well. That was a big block down low. There's DJ Mayo, screen set by Kincaid, rolls around, draws the foul on Alexander. There you go. It's just par for the course. A little bit of a slow start for Auburn, but they're finally starting to get those wheels turning. Here's DJ Mayo, long-time starting point guard for the Auburn Tigers. Man, just like a lot of other teams, Auburn, they're gonna be looking real different next season.
Oh yeah, they're losing a lot of pieces, so it's gonna be interesting to see what Coach Frost does with their team. How is he gonna recruit? How is he gonna play the factor of that Auburn is a really good team, and that's gonna be another charge call on. Is that Deuce?
It is not. They actually called it a blocking foul on DeAndre King. I think that was the second foul too. No, it was a blocking foul that time. But yeah, I mean, back to what you were saying, a lot does need to happen. Auburn is just one of those teams. Oh my gosh, what an alley-oop!
Yeah, it was a huge alley-oop, and I mean, it was a nice one. So, I mean, New Mexico's got to counter on that and got to play a little bit more aggressive defense.
Still with the board, and he puts it in. Didn't expect New Mexico State to be the one making that kind of play. I'll tell you that. Alexander, Jackson, Aldinewu, jumper loads up, no good.
Yeah, New Mexico State has just been not getting too lucky on these shots. I mean, not a lot of them falled in. They kind of been on a cold streak. I mean, they got a two to go in, but it's not enough. Auburn is taking control of this game right now.
All right, there is Desrich McCullion knocking down that shot in relief of DeAndre King. There will be a few guys that are actually returning to Auburn next season, but that's it, just only a few. But 2 minutes left, Auburn finally double-digit lead up by 11. Lazar gets rid of it. Adinewu loads up a jumper, misses again. Still with the board. Got the Tigers setting up here. Collian looking for somebody, finds still. Kincaid, mid-range jumper off the mark. Even though Auburn has this double-digit lead, I'll tell you what, they haven't really looked like themselves. Foul drawn on McCullion.
I mean, it's just like they're playing a very slow game right now, so it's got to be interesting to see and question on if they get past this game. Are they going to go back pace what they're usually, what they know?
Honestly, I don't think it's them necessarily slowing the game down as much as it is New Mexico State slowing the game down. Auburn is trying to adjust and bring the game's tempo back to what they play, but it hasn't been that easy to do. Jackson gets both free throws. So it's interesting. You see, the Aggies are putting on a whole bunch of pressure here. Auburn's handling it all right so far. That's Kincaid down low. Pressure here. He has to kick it out. Mayo 3-ball. Off the mark. Rebounded by Perry Percy. There you go. Easy 2 points. I mean, you can see Auburn wants to play quick, but New Mexico State has them playing slower, which is insane to me that a 16th seed is dictating the pace of a game. Foul drawn. Oh, count that baby in a foul, Lazar.
But yeah, I mean, looking at Auburn's roster right now, I mean, they're losing a lot of people. I mean, they're losing Perry Percy, they're losing Killian Kincaid. They're also going to lose DeAndre King and DJ Mail. That's their top 4 players right there. But I mean, you're still going to have Leon Dennison, Darius McCollum, and Chris Still for the next year. But it's going to be seeing how Frost is going to adapt to losing those key players and bringing some new guys, because you know that team is have to bond together and have to build back to what they have this year.
A good point made and another shot made. Deuce Benjamin right there. What's up? What's up, Blake? Good to see you. But Auburn only leads by 6. The shot clock is off. Mexico State all of a sudden making a late surge. Ball in the corner, drops it off. Kincaid, mid-range shot does not go. Mexico State with an opportunity to close the gap a little bit more. Off balance 3. Oh, what a shot!
Oh my goodness!
And somehow Auburn only leads by 3. New Mexico State giving them, how do I say it, a fight. Talk to me about it. This is kind of shocking, ain't it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we came into this game thinking that Auburn was going to run away with this game in the first half. I mean, anything could change here in the second half. But I mean, Auburn's going to be angry. I mean, they're not playing their fast tempo ball. They're not playing, you know, very aggressively. They're kind of letting New Mexico State stay in this game. I mean, they could be playing with our emotions, but, you know, New Mexico State's got to play more aggressive on the defense. Make sure Auburn, you know, makes some big mistakes, you know, able to turn the ball over. But New Mexico State's only down now by 3, and now they have the ball.
They just ended off the first half on an 8-0 run. And it's still ongoing. Hook shot missed. Rebounded by Kincaid. See what Auburn can do to start off the second half. Look at Mayo trying to get something up. He does. Gets his own miss and puts it in. What a way to stick with it. Still shocked at how close this game is. 3-pointer, Traore. No way, what a shot.
I mean, New Mexico State is not going away. And there's a turnover by Auburn. You don't see that happen a lot.
Traore trying to drive in. No go. Rebounded. And we're tied.
Good Lord. I mean, just New Mexico State is making a statement here right now.
Chris Still off the glass. No. Rebounded by Percy. Much needed slam.
I mean, he threw that absolutely down with aggressiveness and authority.
Shot goes up. Nothing there for New Mexico State. Auburn just not themselves at the moment. Oh, good pass inside. Hook shot will bounce in for Perry Percy. That's your guy right there.
Yeah, no, a lot of LBA scouts are going to be looking at him. I mean, this the next LBA draft is going to be big man heavy.
It's going to be everything heavy, I think, because you're getting the best of the best at this point to come through. Good jumper, Perry Percy. Going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of talent coming through in the near future. That'll reshape everything that we know about the LBA. Green for double on Lazar. 2-ball put up. No good. Oh, almost rebounded by Traore somehow. But Auburn all of a sudden regaining things, up by 6 after letting New Mexico State tie things. And King is headed to the line with Madi Traore picking up the foul.
You know, that's what New Mexico State struggled with in the first half, is getting that shot to go in. They got to, you know, get a better angle at it and just, you know, have a better rhythm with having the ball in their hand. You know, it's just not been able to fall in. You know, they haven't had the luck on their side, so maybe with ever this next shot that happens with New Mexico State, maybe it might go in.
They got to pick and choose their spots carefully because they know this Auburn defense swarms. So far, they've actually done a rather solid job considering everything. See what they do here. Alexander drives in. Foul called. Count that baby in a foul.
That's going to be killing McCabe. First foul.
New Mexico State's making a lot of great plays, honestly.
I mean, yeah, especially with that last second heave, able to get that going, and they're also playing, you know, very heavy on in the paint, trying to get every foul that they can, because that's really going to help them in this game. Able to, you know, get the fouls that one's thrown at them and just able to get the ball back.
And also slowing down Auburn because they love to just go. Green set Percy for Kincaid, but nothing going there.
Auburn right now is looking like a frozen ice cube right now. They don't even know what they're doing.
It's so not like them. And blocking foul on Alexander. So it resets the shot clock for Auburn.
I mean, and now they're back in the corner.
In the Prairie Percy, shot does not fall. Somehow New Mexico State survived that entire possession.
You know, if New Mexico State gets something to go in here, I think Auburn needs to call a timeout, but never mind.
Big block down low. They were ready for that one. Mayo into Still. An easy layup for Chris Still. By all means, this is a sloppy game for Auburn standards. Very sloppy.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, they just been able to. They're letting New Mexico State stay in this game. When people are, you know, betting on Auburn, you know, they know Auburn's going to get past, thinking they're going to get past this game, but, you know, right now Auburn is just playing not their best basketball.
Chris Still, that was a beautiful bucket right there. And yeah, I mean, they could turn it around, but still there's the blemish of being tied multiple times with New Mexico State. They take it away, though. In the Chris Still, floater does not go. The struggles continue. Auburn's still not able to string together a successful run here, but New Mexico State is on a scoreless run.
Yeah, they got to get something to go in here right now. They can't rush this shot. They got to take control, and there it goes. Finally, they're back on the board.
Shakiru Odunewu, the good shot from the mid-range. Again, it's just so not like Auburn just to see them working this slow. Mayo draws the foul on Benjamin.
It's just like you gotta know when to not be too aggressive to where you're drawing a foul every time. That's what's keeping Auburn away from New Mexico State getting back into this game.
sometimes when you're just not able to put together, consistent run, best thing to do is just get yourself back to the free throw line. That's sometimes a great way to regroup. Both free throws go for senior point guard. It's the thing. New Mexico State, they can't say the same about their abilities at the free throw line. They struggle. So Auburn might still win, but it'll be in a rugged way, maybe through the free throw line. Leading by 9 here, though. 10 minutes left. Pass in. Quick. Over to Alexander. Does not go. Just unlike anything we've seen from Auburn. Tempo-wise, and they give it away. Lazar intercepts Chris Still's pass. And he steps out of bounds. What is he doing? I'm very surprised by what just happened there. Basically just gave Auburn the ball right back.
Auburn's up by 9. I mean, New Mexico State's got to find a way to chop at this lead to make sure that Auburn doesn't get to double digits for the first time in this game.
Oh, and there you go. A deuce down low. That's the thing. Auburn is so big and so imposing. Just will their way into the paint. It's reliable. Pass in. Quick. Gets the 2. The Aggies not letting Auburn get away that fast.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to reach the 9-minute mark, and Auburn's not even up by, like 15, what they're normally doing in a regular game. They're not playing their best basketball. They're only up by 10 or 11.
Look at Traore trying to make some moves. Draws the foul on Still. But also, for as much as we've criticized Auburn, I think we have to give equal credit to New Mexico State for being prepared. I mean, they're down 10, could be down 9 after this free throw, but they came ready to play. You can't, and it's hard to say like the same thing about Georgetown. When they had to go up against Florida, it's different. But we give them their flowers. They get the ball back. Turnover.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming down near the end. I mean, New Mexico State is able to stay in this game. So, I mean, with time crunching, anything can happen. They just got to go.
Pass inside is deflected and taken away. Now look at this. Through the contact, and no, Kincaid can't get it to fall.
Good aggressive defense on that play. They knew Auburn was going to go with the ball and get down the court. They were able to get back there and get that ball back to New Mexico State.
Look at this. They're setting up for corner shot right here. 3 ball off the mark. Rebounded by Percy.
New Mexico State needed that shot to go in, but now they got to play more defense now.
Percy, Kincaid, over to Perry. Percy, fade away too, is off the mark. Shot selection hasn't been great either.
Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of rush basketball for Auburn here tonight. It's just shoot the ball and go, and it's not. They got to settle down. They got to go back to their slow basketball. They got to calm down here.
Missed 2 ball by Traore though on the opposite end. There's Kalen Kincaid driving in. Foul called. Free throw's coming. That's quick. Called for the shooting foul. Auburn there for a couple of minutes was scoreless.
I mean, yeah, that's unusual to see for Auburn, but they're about to get those points back. But only 6 points for killing Kincaid, and that's just not his normal basketball.
Nah, he's usually much better than this. Honestly, the team overall, we can say the same about the entire team. DC got both free throws. In the game, it's Philip Russell for DJ Mayo. Still, with everything said, this is still an uphill battle for New Mexico State. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's going to be tough, especially when you're getting repped like that. Chris still lays it up and in.
And maybe this is the point where we can see Auburn run away with the game.
Now pass inside, quick turns in through the contact. No, he gets a little bit under the hoop there, and the hoop denies him. You've seen that quite often tonight. Calling in the corner feed. Still turnaround 2, no. Rebounded by Mole, and he misses the putback.
That was a very tough shot by both of the players, but it just wasn't able to fall in. So now New Mexico State's got to get a shot to go in. They got to get back in this game. Time is running down, and they are now down to 6 minutes.
Trying to fight through the contact. Foul drawn on Adrian Smith. Kind of a bailout foul, if you ask me. He was pinned dead to rights, and he just put one up. Wholesale
substitution.
Yeah, wholesale changes for Auburn. You got a couple on the New Mexico State side. Devin Jackson now at the free throw line. About 6 minutes to go. Mexico State still trailing by 13 with that miss. It's a bit of a nervous energy. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's what's nice with Auburn. They have such a deep bench that they can bring in anybody, and they can still, carry out this lead.
I sense a nervous energy within this arena because of Auburn's inability to really pull away, and New Mexico State makes Auburn cough it up. Now, I would like to say, Auburn has faced New Mexico State in the tournament before in real life. The last time they did, they only won that game 78-77. So could it just be a monkey that is still on their back?
I mean, Auburn is not playing their aggressive defense. They're letting New Mexico State get back into this game. Now they're only down by 10.
Chris still wants to work on Traore. Fade away, 2, no. Percy with the board, draws the foul on Adunewu.
I mean, it's like, what can you do against Percy? You know he's going to go up. So, it's like an mini, mini, mo game. You don't know what to do when Percy has the ball.
Got himself a double-double in this game. Rather strong performance. First free throw falls for Perry. He has been somewhat steady for Auburn. A game where they have just been kind of all over the place. 12-point lead once more for the Tigers. The #1 overall seed in this tournament, probably playing the worst basketball that they have played throughout this entire season up to this point. And New Mexico State can't get rid of it in time. It is a 10-second backcourt violation.
Yeah, but when these schools from Alabama, they get that 1 seed, always in the first round, they always play a little shaky basketball. But when they get going in the next round and the next round, they start playing with fire because they know it's time to go when they get into the next round.
Oh, good shot right there by Perry Person, and you bring up a good point because, well, that calls me back to 2032. 1 seed Alabama, they had a shaky game. Who was it against? I'm sure you remember the opponent. That's Northern Kentucky, I think. Yeah, I remember that game. Wasn't it like 59-53? Oh, big block. No way that's a foul.
Take a little gander. Yeah, it was 63 to 58.
63 to 58. And that Alabama team still ended up making the Final Four. So yeah, you got a point there. I didn't even like connect the dots there, but that could be the case. It could be. Oh, missed free throw there by Benjamin. 4.5 minutes to go. Sorry,
New Mexico State's been struggling with the free throws, and bang!
Finally, the patented deep range shot that Auburn has utilized throughout the entire season. Finally, they hit one. Partner, they, over the regular season, oh, good shot right there by Adunebu. They shot almost 50% from three. Oh, almost made there.
Yikes. 31 rebounds to 19 is just insane. 26 points in the paint for Auburn. I mean, usually they would have more, if I'm correct, partner, am I?
Yeah. Oh, wow, what a shot by Benjamin. You're right about that, though. 3.5 minutes to go. Mexico State still fighting, but Auburn trying to get away from them. Chris still with the 2 ball.
But, you know, if Auburn wins this game, I mean, anything could happen on 3 minutes. But if Auburn wins this game, I did.
That's a terrible call. Terrible.
I mean,
are you tweaking, ref? Are you tweaking? That's terrible.
I mean, that ball was up in the air.
He swatted it. Mind you, he swatted it. It was a clean block. What are you doing?
I mean, I don't know if they gave that sympathy foul to maybe hopefully try to get New Mexico State back in this game. But, I mean, as I was saying, you know, if Auburn comes out in this game, you know, people can't doubt this Auburn team. They are still the #1 overall seed. You know, you can't have doubt on thinking, oh, Auburn's now, after playing this game, you know, are they going to be able to beat either Louisville or St. John? You can't doubt them because they are still the #1 overall seed.
New Mexico State is definitely fighting, but, like, I think New Mexico State is partially playing not out of their mind, but they're playing very well. But I agree with you. That was a beautiful hook shot there. Yeah, I mean, look, one bad game doesn't determine a team's trajectory, especially if they, throughout the entire season have been excellent. They only have one loss on the season. It was to Florida. that Florida team that we saw earlier tonight. So, look, everybody has a bad game. This is probably theirs. Missed shot right there. I think they're starting to close this one out.
But if this was Virginia basketball, now that's a team that you can doubt because, God forbid, they ever get past the first round, then everything will break loose.
It's, how do I say it? With Virginia, they have definitely struggled in the tournament in the past, like, 4 seasons. They have. They have. That's for sure. Turnover there. They have a hot date with UCLA in day 2. I think that's one of the last games as well of the entire round. TBD on that one. Look at this. Thing rolling around. Nothing. I think with Auburn, just get out of this thing. Don't let New Mexico State make it closer than what it is. Just for your confidence sake, because, you know, honestly they're closing this game out rather okay. Not the best.
but it's not their usual basketball, because usually they'd be playing a lot quicker. They were a lot slower tonight. I mean, only 26 points in the paint. I mean, usually you'd see a little bit more, but it just wasn't their best basketball. But now, I mean, with 30 seconds left, I mean, you could say Auburn's now to the next round, and they just got to focus up more, because they will have a tough opponent in the next round, either being St. John's or Louisville.
They will have to be ready for either one of them. I agree, big block. That probably sealed it right there. Little bit of a rocky start for Auburn. It continued for a little bit. Oh wow, unnecessary. But ultimately, this will still result in them advancing in this tournament.
No way.
Wow, almost made that. And they will find out soon enough whether it will be St. John's or Louisville. They will see in the round of 32. Gotta admit there, little bit of a scare. Just a little bit.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you're Auburn. You can't leave this game mad. I know it was a rough game. You know, not your usual basketball, not your usual Auburn basketball, but you cannot leave this game mad. You're on to the next round. You got to come into the next round with a lot more fire, because it is going to be a whole different ball game against Louisville or St. John's, because those two teams are very, very good, and they're going to be a big underdog in the next round to whoever goes face Auburn.
It will be interesting because I think both teams present different challenges to top end programs. But with that said, the night is over, and we have our first 4 teams into the round of 32. It started with Wisconsin taking care of Akron, destroying them in the second half, followed up by Florida demolishing Georgetown throughout the entire game pretty much. Then we had a pretty fun contest on our hands that ended up with Arizona squeaking out the dub. We end the night with Auburn getting what they hope to be is their worst game of basketball this season, still ending up with the W, getting the chance to go on playing the round of 32. When we return next time, the 4 games that will be on our schedule that will lead off with UW Milwaukee versus 4 seed Penn State, then followed by 9 seed Kansas State versus 8 seed Gonzaga. Then it'll be 9 seed St. John's versus 8 seed Louisville, and to end that day or night whenever it rolls around, 14 seed Belmont versus 3 seed Oregon. Thank you everybody for tuning in. For those that did tune in late tonight, thank you very much. I hope that you all have a great night, a great weekend, and remember, Final Destiny Night 1 starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and Night 2 is scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you soon eventually for the continuation of Day 1